Yo guys, namaskaram. So, in this video, I wanted to talk about I don't know, some people had reached out to me stating regret and they keep themselves bashing up for their past mistakes and things like that. So, I thought it's interesting, though I keep on talking about this, but it's always better to just think through things from a new. I think, firstly, I just want all of you to remember certain incidents back in life. Let's say when you were a kid, what were some things that you wanted to do, but you did not do them because of fear of society? What would people say? And maybe there was not a conducive environment for you in that regard. Now, in that moment, it might seem that I might just escape all of this. There's no need to push myself because there's so much fear, I must give in. But what happens after a point when maturity comes is you start regretting those moments. You think that what an idiot I was, that I limited myself due to the opinion of XYZ people. And this is a very haunting feeling, partly because regret is one of those things which you cannot run away from. You have to live with your own self. So we all do a lot of mistakes, more so in our teenage, or let's say when we are in our early 20s and things like that. But I think the process of life in essence is just bettering yourself from those mistakes. If you are acknowledging a mistake and there's a sense of bitterness within your heart, you're miles ahead from people who consciously make sure to never look at their mistakes head on, because there's a sense of pain that comes with that when they start looking in that direction. So, just flipping this, instead of beating yourself all the time, having that attitude that, okay, at least I have the balls and the courage to look at my mistakes head on. Because when you start looking at things honestly, is when that sense of wanting to do something about it comes. Now, secondly, see, there are a lot of situations wherein you were humiliated, belittled, and the pain of that still lingers within your heart. Is it prudent that we just keep on inflicting that pain onto others? Or a more prudent or a wise choice would be that I'll use that pain, all that suffering that I have, integrate it within my heart and create so much value for the world so that those sort of situations never arise in someone else's life who are, let's say, in my vicinity. I know it's very idealistic because a lot of suffering would never go off this planet, but I think just having an attitude that I'll fix all of this pain and suffering, at least I'll take certain steps to stop this specific event, is what creates a lot of value or a lot of purpose. If you read, let's say, the greatest biographies of a lot of people who have done remarkably valuable things in the world, their number one priority was that how can I not let others suffer what I have suffered? And then they go on to create a sort of momentum and cadence in life which helps them become brilliant in their own regard. So, mistakes, all of us do that. Our society glorifies perfection and we love hiding the truth. We love running away from it. And when you're always just stuck in this loop that everyone is escaping, they're doing so many things, here I am just thinking about deeper things in life, thinking about purposes and all of that. This creates a dissonance, and then you start feeling a misfit among a lot of people. I have seen that, let's say, a lot of people who just want to be themselves, just start expressing themselves. A lot of people start taking a sort of jealousy, or there's a sort of insecurity within them. And let's say if someone also wants to extend a hand of friendship, they just have all these biases, live with this color delusion that they're not able to just accept people with an open heart, though it's a very big thing to just accept all sorts of people. But I think that is where the joy is, at least if you want to connect from a heart to heart perspective. Now, I'm not saying that you keep on going and start accepting and shaking hands with each and everyone. There would be some sorts of people with whom there would not be a similar bandwidth, and it's okay to just live and let live, but not becoming an a-hole, downgrading them, and having this attitude that on the surface I'll be a good friend, I'll show how much of a comrade I am, and deep inside I feel so much hatred and insecurity. Then that is an a-hole level act. So I think just bringing in this clarity would help you a lot, and seeing that what type of people or what type of vision do I dream of or want to become. Another thing is writing helps that if you're fearing things, or if there is a sense of regret, break it down step by step through a pen and paper. We have lost that art in this digital world, but after you close this video, just sit down with yourself, because the act of sitting down with yourself helps one to just organize their own thoughts, understand their own traumas, insecurities, and then life essentially is a process wherein you're just learning or gamifying things that would help you to break your own limitations. A lot of people are insecure about their physicality. What's stopping you to work on that? Provided you have bare minimum of resources, or you just have a will and dedication within your heart, because I've seen a lot of people coming from so much hardship just transforming their life. I think one more thing that we judge ourselves a lot based on how our immediate environment and factors, or what the judgment of the people would be. So I just wanted to give you an alternative perspective. Whatever people believe to be true 100 years ago or 200 years ago, we call them idiots. A similar situation would happen, let's say 100 or 200 years after. So when you're dead, the people whose judgment you are fearing right now would be idiots in, let's say, a future's version. So sometimes it's just not working for the people in your limited vicinity, but just working for future. uh, Sometimes people who might just come or relate with you after you have gone. Like Friedrich Nietzsche was always a misfit. A lot of great writers whom I admire, Marcel Proust, Franz Kafka, even Heidegger, like he's more of a philosopher. All of these were ahead of their time. So I think just having this perspective, and also one perspective which I was listening was, let's say whenever you pass away, there are these anniversaries that happen. Now, a random Bob or a random uncle would come in these anniversaries, eat a lot of food, and then just would fart. So, your life essentially, or your death essentially, is a talking matter for someone else to fart upon on when they're just having food and talking among people. Why are you living this life with so many fears and unnecessary fears of judgment, people judging you and things like that, just for some random uncles and auntie to fart on your death anniversary? So I think just having this perspective also helps, because we all are suffering from a lot of mental health issues. Not a lot of people talk about it. A lot of us have done mistakes in our past. Let's say I was reading a research that people who bullied others in their school childhood, some people now have that guilt forever in their heart. Very few people. I'm not talking about narcissists, psychopaths who are on the dark triad side of things, but in general, people who were, let's say, kind and honest in their heart, but they just wanted to go along with the flow of the general populace from a class perspective. Because when people are in school or early childhood, they're very brutal. It's over time that we learn to tame our shadow and just understand that how is it that we can work productively in our society to just not show much more of our dark tendencies, though a lot of us have that. So I think those were just some insights from the top of my head. Let me know what you feel about this video. I also have a Hindi channel running wherein I just talk from a boy to boy perspective, because I would like to now just focus on this community being more of an intellectual spree, if I can use that word, bringing in guests, just talking about their perspective, and it would be more focused towards critical thinking, nuance, and all of that, more from a scientific perspective. So if you're looking for raw, honest perspectives, probably Hindi channel would be the way. But anyhow, all of this is, I think, it for a video. Do write in the comment section that what limitations have you broken. If you feel having a one-on-one with me, or if you have any problems, feel free to reach out. My email is contact@debukidastak.com, and I'll catch you in the next video. So until then, you stay awesome. This is Debu Ki Dastak signing off. Cheers.